Hey guys, today we are gonna start Ruby introduction, and later we are gonna complete whole chapter of Ruby introduction. Let's start with important questions. In the end of the page you're gonna get what are the importance in this unit. So let's start with it. The first question is illustrate the uses of Ruby. The following uses of Ruby. The common uses of Ruby is Rails, and it is available in computer platforming, which is common. The implementation of Ruby is free. It's usually used for writing servers. It is used for experimenting with prototype projects, for example. It is also used for platform in everyday programming task. So the next question is, what is meant by Ruby on Rails? Rails is highly efficient productive web application framework which provides a default structure for establishing the database. Web servers and web pages are designed web software applications. It is written in Ruby by David Hammer Hudson. It is widely known as Ruby on Rails. It mainly uses MVC, Model View Controller, a pattern to provide most all the tools required to build a web application. A software development process of Rails is divided into three environments, which is development, testing, production. These three environments are used to perform various tasks from various purposes. Next question. Define Ruby gems. Ruby gems defined as standardized package installation framework for libraries and applications, which is facilitate the users and developers with following: a standardized package format, a central repository for hosting package in same format, installation management manipulate multiple simultaneous install versions of same library. End users tools are query manipulation, installation and installation packages. Define cookies in Ruby. Cookies are defined as storage of web application state on the user side. They are used for remembering sessions information. These cookies are handled by Ruby CGI class. So the CGI class cookies method is used by users to access the cookies and associate with the present request. Moreover, the users can also set back the cookies into browser by setting parameter CGI. Out of reference, an array of cookies are only one cookie. Next question is 10th question. Widgets are quite easy to create. Involve additional TK prior to the widget name. To TK documentation is used after adding TK. The widget become class. For example, label TK entry and TK entry, button TK button. Where are the keyword new can be used to create instance of widget. So if the parent is not specified for the particular widget, then by default it directs to the root level of frame. However, the user can be specified parent and particular widget along with the different option size or color and based on requirements. When the purpose of running page, user can retrieve data from widget, setting up the callback and sharing data. Next, go with the long questions. Ruby Rails. Explain the details about Ruby. Ruby is an open source language can run in any machine independently without concerns of their platform and architecture. It means Ruby that is developed on one machine can run in same other machine without any changes. Everything in Ruby will consider an object. Action it will call method and properties are called instance variables. It is a dynamic programming language with complex grammar. However, the grammar is exclusive as a core library along with the powerful rich application programming interface API. It is inspired by different programming languages such as Smalltalk, Perl and Though those it is a grammar which can usually learned in different programming languages. It is a simple object-oriented programming developed by Yukasoro Motoshimo in Japan. It is released in 1960, hence is the pure object-oriented and can be used for providing functional programming style. It is ability to perform meta action. Meta program it can be used creating DSLL domain specific language. The language Python and Perl were soon replaced by due to their limitation functions of Ruby spread across the world within years. Once the most common uses of Ruby Rails is also expanded the language. The implementation of method is called interpretation makes learning Ruby in language easier. Instead of reading writing simple logic code, Ruby programmer can simply write a logic and request the interpretation. So these are the examples. First one is Ruby object oriented. Ruby object oriented, which means everything in Ruby will be considered a object. That means simple value of like true, false, numerical, literal are also considered an object. So a method can be invoked the name, class and value. Apart from this, comments can be begun using hash character which commented code returns to the value index across array available in comments. Here are the examples. Ruby.class, 3.8 class, true class, false class, null class. Iteration and blocks. In Ruby, iterator is a special type of method which acts like a loop where the code is enclosed with curly braces or called block. The block is related to the method invocation act like the body on loop. The most commonly used iterator in each is iterator execute block of code contains every element an array hash and return to the array or hash. Array class defined as each iterator which can be explained by using example 1. Here is the example 1. So next go to the next expression and operators. In Ruby the syntax expression oriented simply means all statements are control structures like if else. Consider the expression it is because the statements will not return specific value but the method define and while loop return to the null values. In return, operators can be implemented methods. Those methods are defined as defined and class according to the requirements following the examples of Ruby. Here are the examples methods. In Ruby, methods can be defined by using def keyword. So the last expression value which is evaluated in body consider the return value of method. Next is assignment, explore and range, punctuators and fix and prefixes and class and modules. Ruby surprises. The true surprises of features of Ruby as follows. Ruby strings mutable which can be surprising features of Java Ruby. It is because we can neither modify the character or string can delete. Instead, the replace substring using operators. Moreover, you can append the character can be string by using operator. Different models can be. So use of Ruby. Common use of Ruby in Rails. It is available for all computing platforms which can common. It is implementation Ruby is free. The mostly used writing in servers. It is used for experimenting. The prototype it is used for performs daily performing tasks. So the next question is here. Give an overview of Rails. Rails is a highly efficient productive web application framework which provides a default structure of establishing database, web server and web pages. For desired web applications, it is written by David Hammer Havison. It's widely known as Ruby on Rails. It mainly used for MVC model view controller. Pattern is provide almost all required web application. The software development process of Rails is divided in three environments, which is testing, development, testing, and production. On three environments can be used to perform various purposes. Features of Rails. First one is metaprogramming. Rails uses metaprogramming for writing programs, where the other frameworks use length coding for generation programs. The strategy to make programming to handle other programs is input, data, utilize, modify, and automatically called metaprogramming. Active recording. Rails introduced the concept of active record framework to identify the columns in database scans so they can be automatically connected to the desired domain object by using metaprogramming. A conversion over configuration. Other frameworks such as Net, Java, etc. requires to write lot of configuration code where Ruby on Rails recommend naming convention to specify reduce the needs of writing a language configuration code. Scaffolding. Sometimes developers have to create temporary code like prototype to observe how major components of the code are working. This technique is used scaffolding. It is used for extending by Rails by view temporarily code quickly. Built-in testing. Rails offers built-in testing tools such as hammers and fixers and make the text cases right execute in the simple manner. It helps to developers to extend create simple automate tests. Installation Ruby on Rails. Following software must install in order to use Ruby on Rails. First, web browser, web server. Second was a database system. Third was Ruby. Fourth one is a Rails frameworks. Steps of installing on Windows. Check the installed version of Ruby by opening the following command ruby and display the version number is about 222, then type of gem version. Install Ruby. Download the Ruby installation package Ruby installer 222x file from website link Ruby installer organize. Install it along with the package. Ruby gems will also install automatically. Install Rails. The Ruby gems has loaded. Installing the all Rails is dependent files can be done by typing following commands in command line. Gem install Rails. The above command will be start installation process. It takes several minutes and make sure the internet connected while installation. Step 4. Check the Rails version. Rails V recommended while displaying the following if the Rails is installed successfully. Next question is 21. Write the following program encoding, program execution. The program encoding. The Ruby program is considered a series of characters. These characters are ASCII characters are used in Ruby. Write all keywords. Each operator punctuation are drawn from ASCII characters set only. However, Ruby interpreter is supposed to be source code of this encoded ASCII by default. So leave it the next one. There are two types of encoding. One was a specific programming encoding. Other one was a source external and internal encoding. In Ruby, one or different encoding can be specified by using k command line option. Here ku option is used for invoking the interpreter which contains Unicode characters encoded. In order to run the programming, these programs within contains either EUC or Japanese SJIS. Encoding might run making us KS and KS options. So let's start with source external and internal coding. Source coding explains the Ruby interpreter about the way which contains should be script as they are, which the type external type is used for Ruby. They are default which is reads for files, streams, encoding global Ruby process typically encodes that set of depending local which is uses computer arranged However, it is used excessively coded recommended in line options. Let's start with programming question. The Ruby language is scripting language. It is means to a its program and scripts is listed with assignments. It does not have any main functions. It executes program code line by line except for control system. They interpret each begin statement and file. If the Ruby interpreter class defines it executes class defines as new afterwards it interpreter and called method invocation explanation executes the method in return a statement of available body. So let's to go with next question. It was 23rd. How Ruby gems and applications gems are installed. Step: install Ruby gems. Go to the project home page to http rubygems.rubyforge.org. Download Ruby gems and unpack it. Install using following script: %cd rubygems 0.7.0. Install ruby.rb. This completes the installation procedure. To test the installation, use the following script: %gem help. There are few commands which use it for basic operation. They are gem h slash help, gem v by version, gem command arguments option. Example: gem install rec, gem list local, gem build package dot gem spec, gem help to gem help install. Other commands are used for queries including following: gem help command, gem help examples, gem help command. List installation application gems. Ruby gems can be used to install the applications written in Ruby. In first http rec.forge, it is first application as gem. Also rec as a capable to build gems. Local and installation can with the gems. Output: attempting to remote installation of rec. Successfully installed rec version 0.403. Rec version provides the installation rec version. Output: take version 0.4.3. If user desires to work other version, it can be specified with version requirement operator. Users require version less than 4.43. Output: attempting to remote the installation of rec. Successfully installed rec using 0.402. Rec version 0.4.2. The method requires gem and in specify the version dependency. The version dependency are form of operator major minor patch level. Version operates follows. Operators functionality equal. The version must be executed at the specific major, minor and pack level should be also matched. This version can expert specific one. This must be greater than a specific one. This version must be less than a specific one. This version must be greater than equal to the specific one. This version must be less than equal to the specific one. The version must be equal to the specific one or less specific version of having minor version number increased by 1. This avoids the APL incompatible between major version release. This is also known as boxed version. Ruby gems download the RIC packages along with the libraries command line and programming installation and application. The RIP command can also control by subcommands. By each subcommand its own option helps to scream. So let's start with another question. It is necessary to always depend on Ruby Rails Ruby gems. Nowadays most of the programming are dependent on Ruby gems, though they are not a part of standard Ruby distribution. The code contains required Ruby gems files fails if if it's distributed on system in which Ruby is not installed. Ruby gems must be installed separately from installing Ruby. There are two types of techniques overcoming this issue. They are warping the Ruby gem specific code in a block and utilizing the Ruby exception handling mechanism for output. The exception handler deals with the load error and pass the code. Example: begins required Ruby gems required gem blue caught greater symbol is equals to 0.4 rescue load error required blue clot, and here the instantly code tries to Ruby gems library and invoke the rescue load error. The line of trial files, then the blue code is loaded. The required blue code fails if the blue code is not installed. Installing a subfile while installing the gem is stub file is added to the standard Ruby library location and named after gem contains. Example: require blue code. Install a direct loading blue code and sub loaded with each instance the required gem to load. Correct the package. Required gem delete blue code. Require blue gem code. The stub stores all Ruby gem specific code and any particular location depended on include the Ruby gem code in their source. The required gem calls load such library files and specific auto load. Since stub installation was made default for Ruby gem 0.700 version is user responsibility disabled with the no install option. Disadvantages: Ruby gems lost the capability to match multiple install versions at the same library using stub. To use specific version of library, always include a load error method. Next question is here how to deal with Ruby extension gems. Ruby extension gems. Several Ruby libraries are created to as negative as extension, but not all Ruby gems are built with pure Ruby code. There are two ways to pack the distribute such a library as gems. They are distribute the gem in source format, allowing the installer to compile the code during install time. Pre-compiling the execution distribution single gem to each separate platform. For must be included in specific list in them gem package for distribution. Take any example. In these two examples, take the first example. Require the Ruby gem specific is equals to gem specification new do x name is equals to say x version is equals to 0.00 x author James, x email, x homepage, x platform, x summary, x file, x required platform, x auto require, x action, and end if 0 x dollar symbol is equals to file. Gem manage gems gem builder new specific build, and Ruby can run each and every extension program and then executes the result. Make file for source code installation here done. Next question is 31. Here to manipulate the form of cookies. This one. How to do you write CGI script using Ruby? Write a CGI script. One ways or implement a web application using Ruby is running by Ruby programming as CGI Common Gateway Interface programs. It is easy to write CGI script using Ruby. The written script must be saved in CGI directory and marked as extendable. Then it is accessed through the browser. As script hash by user by bin by Ruby. Print content type HTML rn. Print HTML body welcome. It is time now. Body HTML RNR. Include the response header if the file does not add any header automatically. The script with header hash user bin ruby print http dot 1.0 200 okrn print type content type text HTML rn print HTML body welcome it is now time body HTML close the bracket. There are various options to write a code for request paging, cookies manipulate session, management output escaping and make it easier for user. Using CGI-RB to manipulate forms cookies, their environment and manage stateful session etc. That CGI class can be used quoting when deals with URL or HTML codes in every character is import as it will change the whole meaning as it goes. An example is slash character which has specific meaning in a URL. Any query or portion of URL is conveyed in strings to F and must be converted again to for using it. So it must accept it is not available in part name. Space and ampersand are also special characters. CGI offers roots and CGI escapes and CGI unescapes in order to handle the special characters. As to escape special character requires CGI. Put CGI escape C Java and Ruby output C2F Java plus %26 plus Ruby. To escape HTML special features require CGI. Put CGI escape HTML x greater than 1 y is equals to 1 output x get amp y it so you can see this outputs. Query parameters is the parameters either pass or part of URL data embedded with the body of HTTP requests. They are hard to process as the value is given name might be written to the same request more than once. Example HTML head title survey title close bracket head body. Student perform essay because the form of target CGI bin survey RB. Input type chat box name is equals to region a value model paper. It is a model paper type input type chat box name region value is equals to role price edition less priced beer. That input type checkbox name region value syllabus. It covers the whole syllabus. Open the P your name input your text is equals to name P close input type submit form body HTML close. Here is a diagrammatical representation of that. Students might choose for more than one reason for choosing say class CGI allows users to access data is coupled for first phase by treating CGI object as a hash including the field of name written with fields requires CGI. CGI is equal to CGI news CGI name CGI's reason. However, it is not work well in the reason field. It is only one reason to view all reasons to use can be CGI programming method. The value written by the programs act like hash contains to request parameter use can read write modify with this each hash value as a CGI is equal to CGI.new CGI program name reason low price parent program name pro CGI prom strip model paper. To check the particular parameter present in request CGI as keys can be used required.